I'm gonna start with the real song. Let's go, man. We gonna start with the real song. Then we gonna start talking about it real quick. Ooh-wee. I don't feel like this though, but we gonna listen for a second.
Why do I feel so blue? Why do I feel so blue? Why do I feel so down? Why do I feel so blue? Why do I feel so blue? Why do I feel so blue? Why do I feel so down? Why do I feel so blue? Why do I feel so blue?
Yeah, man. So, Coach Marv, I know you said you had some words you wanted to get off your chest first. Go for it.
Hey, man. I just want to say, man, Cowboy Nation, man, hold our heads up, man, and we hope the real Cowboy fans get into this thing, man, with these last 8 games, and realize, man, that we're trying to we're not really playing good football. We're not even playing football, and I just hope we just hold in there, man, and don't let people get us all in all these other conspiracy theories and all this all over the place. Because listen, the 4-letter network, the Dallas Entity Media, the 3-letter network, if you allow them to get you jumping all over the place, man, they're going to have your brains fried jumping all over the place with nonsense. By trade Dak, get rid of Michael Parsons, they're going to have you jumping around. So stay focused, man, because that is what chaos is. And A.M.P said it, man. Let's set a culture for this team as a fan base, because they're giving us a culture that we want. We asked for this type of culture to be Hollywood, and we getting Hollywood. We need to ask about a football team, and then we might get that.
Well, all right, Coach, man, we got it, man. I always appreciate you holding it down.
I salute y'all, man. Hey, man, I'll be hollering at y'all this week, man. But we go Cowboys, and on to the next one.
On to the next one. Keystone, you still with us? All right, it's me and you, Amp.
Let's go.
So Amp. Sheesh.
So, look, we have been beat up. We were beat up early this season by a couple of teams. We were beat up again today. We've been beat up with injuries. We've been beat up with the media. We've been beat up by other Cowboys fans. We ain't dead. We ain't dead. And we still, even at this point in the season, we still have a lot to play for. I don't give a damn what people say. I don't care what the statistics say. I don't care what kind of percentage they say about making the playoffs. Damn all of that. Because at the end of the day, last time I checked, this is still a competitive sport. You still have to go out and compete. Because guess what? Christmas is around the corner. And people like myself, people like Boss Cowboy, people like Big Game James, the OC, Keystone, Coach Marv, people like us, we're about to turn our eyes even stronger to the field now. Because guess what? We know what we want this team to look like. We know what we want around this building. But we also got to look at what we don't want around the building. See, now is the time to evaluate. Before we go to the store, we got to check the pantry and we got to check the fridge.
So, this stream is brought to you by BetUS, where you can receive 150% bonus on your first deposit and 125% on your next 2 deposits up to $2,000. You got to use their promo code YouTube150. So, and we go kick it off where we kind of left off the last time.
All right.
Tank or no tank?
I understand all of the benefits. I understand them well. of getting a high draft pick, picking at the beginning of rounds. I understand all of that. But at the end of the day, as the great Herm Edwards once said, you play to win the game. That's what it's all about. At the end of the year, the only statistic that matters is wins and losses. Did you win the last game that you played in? If you did not win the last game you played in, then you failed. Because the goal has always been the goal. You want to get to the bowl. So my thing is, I want us now to start preparing and setting the tone to have a positive. I mean, yes, it could be ugly, but hell, even if we end the season on like a 5-game win streak, and you like, man, no, we losing hella draft capital. I understand it, but at least now you have something to build on. Because when you look around at this team, where's the bright spot? Is it the O-line? Yeah. Is it the D-line? Yeah. Is it the running back room? Yeah. Dak Prescott will be recovering from an injury. The other 2 quarterbacks are free agents. You look at the linebacker room. Safeties. Could be better. You have no bright spots, with the exception of your kicker, who is just weaponed up with a bomb behind agent. I want us to build something positive.
All right. So I've seen it done both ways, right?
Mm-hmm.
I felt like we found ourselves in 2014 because of how we finished 2013.
Hitting the bottom?
No, we started running the ball at the end of 2013 because we was losing.
Yeah.
And we started to run the ball at the end of 2013. And so then the following year, we started out the season versus San Fran in 2014. Romo came out there pass happy, threw 4 interceptions, but we beat them up and down on the stat sheet except the turnover margin, right?
Yeah.
So then that year we got behind DeMarco Murray for the first time versus Romo, but we won 10 games straight. So I've seen what you're talking about, where because of how you finished at the end, it affected your start the following year, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I've also seen tank work.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's almost like I'm speaking to you as if you are the only person that matter in this situation, which is Jerry and Steven. Because if it's up to Jerry and Steven, this is the question that they have to answer. Because if you go tank, it's gonna be more about how do you as an owner or a GM put your thumb on the scale for that outcome. But I've seen it work. So remember Philly, remember what they did? They fired Doug Peterson because they tanked.
They did.
They took Hurts out. Remember that?
Yep.
They tanked. Philly, the same team. Got them a cash load of draft picks though.
Sure did. Yep, and those draft picks are proven to return a dividend.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, like I said, I get it. I totally get it. You know, and parts of me would not mind having a great draft pick.
Yeah.
There are also parts of me that, you know, wishes that it wouldn't be a pretty losing season or not so bad. Or, we're not that far off. Sometimes it does need to, in essence, blow up in your face for you to really take a hard look at your organization and say, damn, we fell flat on our face. We weren't even what we strive to be, and that's at least competitive. So the fact that we haven't been competing well, they're going to scramble and do whatever they can take to kind of try and turn this thing around to make us relevant again, minus all the shenanigans, you know?
Yeah.
Not just because of something goofy you said, or I don't want another all-in off season. I don't want that. I don't want that to be the distraction. what I want to be the focus of this team going forward is loading the clip straight up. This is when you start loading the clip. You start finding out about guys. Go a little bit deeper in your depth chart. Find out those second and third string guys, because guess what? You potentially have 23 individuals who will not walk back through these doors next year. So naturally, there's going to be a heavy turnover. But you got to find out who's worth putting in the clip. If it looked like it might have a little factory default, if it's got a couple nicks in it, don't you put that in that clip. Because guess what? You load a bad bullet into a clip, it'll mess around and backfire on you.
Yeah. So, and then I'm going to tell y'all, everybody right now, I know a lot of people say draft season. I've never done that.
Now, we'll say this. Depending on how things are by Thanksgiving, right? Depending on how they are by Thanksgiving, to me will kind of tell you what you need to do finishing out the season. And the reason I say that is because let's just say we drop every game between now and Thanksgiving. That's another, 3 games? So that will put us at 3-9. Dak's not coming back. Other guys probably may end up just shutting it down for the season because they've been banged up, nicked up, and you want to preserve, some of your star players. But at that point, yeah, you really need to explore deeper. And it honestly and truthfully, you may need to start your coaching search early. Because one thing I know about the off season, we found this out last year. It goes by quick. It's roughly 235 days, but it goes by quick. Especially once the draft gets here, it speeds up exponentially.
So let's start with
this.
If
you get your coaching a little bit sooner, you can get a jump on next year.
Let's start with the coaching there. You keeping Zimmer?
Bro, that's tough. It's tough, and it's dependent upon what your new head coach wants. If Zim's philosophies and whatnot, and his ideas and strategies for, how to attack offenses does not align with whomever your new head coach is, I don't see it. And honestly and truthfully, I think we kind of have all agreed that we want a defensive minded head coach. And if we get that, Zimmer's old ways and that new defensive coach is going to clash. Now, if you get you a younger offensive coordinator in here, you may want to keep somebody like a Zimmer around to kind of settle him down. Be able to whisper some words of mentorship in his ear. He's going to need some kind of vet that he can lean on if it is indeed a first-year head coach type. First brand new head coach type deal. So, again, it depends on who your head coach is and if he may potentially gel with Mike Zimmer. But from what Zimmer has done this year, I applaud it and I appreciate it, but I think he just might have got too much than what he bargained for.
You keeping an eye on Harris?
Absolutely. Without a question.
So that means if you keep an eye on Harris, this new head coach, you're putting your thumb on the scale, and you just, that's what it is.
Oh yeah, that's just, as far as that is concerned, that's what it is. I don't want to mess that up. Even if we have to potentially elevate Al Harris to keep him again, I am for it.
Is it justified?
Absolutely.
It's absolutely justified. It's not, what have you done for me lately? You impressed with the corners?
He not working with a full dag.
Are you impressed with the corners? What have you done for me lately? I'm just asking. I'm being a devil's advocate. It's tough, right? Because if it's what if it's what have you done for me lately, I think his leverage is slipping some. That's some, not a lot, because he still got an epic resume from what he built with Diggs and Bland. So we not gonna ever throw that away. That the fact that he got lightning to strike twice, which Jesus Christ, it hasn't been corners that went on that interception run like that since Everson Walls as a rookie. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And he had to do it back to back. So we not gonna. But I'm just kind of throwing that.
I'm also grading him on the curb because of how depleted your D line is this year. Corners have been having to guard and hold and maintain for way longer than they've had to in the last 2-3 years.
Yeah.
Just because of your lack of rush. I mean, we got home this game and we got home some last game, but for the most part, your pass rush has pretty much been non-existent this year. And those definitely play off of one another. They need them like vice versa, you know. So the fact that his guys are having to do their job longer and with the suspect play at safety, yeah, bro, I'm definitely giving my man a pass.
I think that's fair. I can't fight that. So, but those will probably be the two. Anybody else could pretty much go, in your opinion, right?
Pretty damn much.
So the debate would be between Al Harris and Zimmer.
Yep.
It's only see the problem with Zimmer, man, is that's a thing I hate is sometimes you can kill an innocent man because he wasn't given him a fair opportunity.
Yeah.
Right? Where he was clearly beating the drum early for DTs and his front office failed him.
They did tremendously.
Because I think he greatly passed the linebacker test. Would you agree?
Yeah.
I think Zimmer turned that thing around. Oh, we didn't like linebackers last year.
Even with a stiff Kendricks.
Yes, even with an old stiff Kendricks. I think a Zimmer with another year under Will McClay.
And proper groceries.
He had
like you said, under Will McClay. Yep.
One more year with Will McClay, I think Zimmer could be amazing.
Yeah.
Because people got to remember that.
And he going to know what Zimmer wants early.
Yeah.
So he's going to be able to find more guys like what he wants.
Yeah.
What will work for this system. See, that's the other thing. See, a lot of our success, and this could potentially be a pivot point here, but a lot of our success or lack thereof to me is because of our philosophy. Front office, coaching staff, player acquisition. We acquire players, but oftentimes we make them fit to us, fit to the scheme.
Right.
Instead of getting players that fit said scheme.
Right.
That I think is a major hindrance, bro. Where's Tyler Guyton at? Playing the complete opposite side of what he did the majority of his collegiate career. Like, that's just one of several examples. I could go down a list, but you look at other teams who are successful, they draft for their scheme. San Francisco is successful because they draft for their theme, for their scheme and scheme. Hell, however you want to call it. But it works for them. And you ain't trying to squeeze and fit puzzle pieces together that necessarily don't work. And then you look at said player, leave us, go to another system that fits them, is tailored for them, and all of a sudden you see them thrive. That's not by accident. That's a purpose-driven organization.
Right. Well, I tell you what, man, it's one thing that stood out to me that going forward I would want to see, and it did make sense what Coach Marv said in terms of front office not wanting to do what I'm getting ready to say. But I think they need to play Izzy. Yes. We shouldn't see Carson anymore. We shouldn't. No. They need to play Izzy, and honestly, they need to pay Bell. Swear to God, they need to
Now-
play bad based on that big old hit that he put on that dude right at the end. Like, you know what I mean? I'm from the old school, man. Sometimes dudes can make one play, and that's all I needed to see. For real.
And Malik Hooker standing out here. Excuse me. Hooker out here waiting on tackles like he is standing at the altar waiting to pray for you. Like we saw it a couple weeks ago against San Fran near the goal line. He waited on Brock Purdy. He waited a couple times in this game waiting on Saquon to get up on him, waiting on Jalen Hurts to get up on him. If you see it, go. Do you not trust yourself? Do you think you're going to get juked? And if that's the case, if you scared because you think you might get shook, then that's a telltale sign of your skills, bruh.
Nah, man.
And I'm sorry, I'm not trying to have my last line of defense not be able to break down and tackle in space.
Yeah.
Or to wait for the opponent to come up on you. You asking to get ran over. You asking really to get hurt.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. I tell you what, I know we really tripping bad with Bell not playing. We tripping bad. If we let Bell go to another team, bro, you don't even see anymore people that lay hits like what he did in the fourth.
Nope.
You don't even see it. Cause see, all of us saw it at different times, Al. Cause I saw it first. I said, "Oh, right." Then Coach saw it. He said, "That's what I'm talking about." Yep. Then you saw it. You said, "Man, that's what I'm talking." Like all of us,
bro. We not even paying this man $1 million, bro.
He cracked that dude, boy. Woo.
And he is a free agent next year. Like he should have a deal before the season is over with. Like I wouldn't even risk him tiptoeing in free agency.
Yeah. Nah, his film too good.
Too damn good.
His film too good. So, Star just said this. She said, "Boss, we have to blame Al for the benching of Izzy."
So this is becoming a common theme. And this is becoming a common theme across the team. Where you have guys who are clearly, we saw Austin Richards for the first time. And I think he had been banged up. But I think it was some politics there. Bell is another one. Schoon was out there goofily for a long time before they tried to give it to somebody else. A crack at tight end number 2. Like that's what we do. We will die. I mean die. Management dies with their ideas and their feelings about certain players. Boss has eloquently laid it out on several occasions why some guys get longer rope than others. And what it boils down to is a matter of if they bet on you or not. And what management is saying, low key, is they're not about merit. We pay you, we play you.
Yeah.
That's the unfortunate part, boss.
Yeah. Yeah. I wanted to dig into the numbers real quick, if you don't mind.
Got them right here ready, bro. It ain't pretty.
So obviously we always start the day with the balance. You know, we want to see with the balance because to me, this is a game that got away from us. A lot of it was us and them turnovers. You know, the one that people gonna be the loudest about is Zeke, of course.
Zeke, yep. Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't Zeke that had the most turnovers. It was Cooper Rush, right? Mm-hmm. Then it was Trey Lance with one. So if Trey Lance had one, Cooper Rush, I think he put the ball on the ground or in harm's way at least 3 times, right? And Zeke with that fumble. But what was our balance numbers? Because that, to me, what kind of threw us off. I think we could have been in the game or possibly even won the game if we played cleaner.
So, at halftime, 17 pass attempts to 17 rush attempts.
Perfect balance.
We were only down 14-6.
And we should have been ahead.
Should have been ahead.
If we would have played clean.
At the very least tied.
If we play clean.
If we had played clean.
If Zeke don't fumble, if Cooper Rush don't fumble.
Damn. So 29 pass attempts to 24 rush attempts.
That's the end.
That's the end. For a whopping 49 yards passing, but 97 rushing. As a team, we were only able to muster up 146 yards. Ladies and gentlemen, you ain't gonna beat nobody in the NFL only having 146 total yards.
146. Oh my
Teams
God.
be having that in a quarter.
So let me ask you a question. What does Dallas do going forward between these two quarterbacks? Because that was always my fear, bro. That was always my fear. It's not that Cooper Rush is not a quarterback that clearly shows a lot of heart, a lot of grit. He has no quit in him. He's a tough guy. It's just that it's obviously not enough offense in him, his talent. He just don't have enough. So unless your defenses go crazy like they did when he was on that 4-1 run, because remember that defense wasn't allowing teams to get over 18 points.
Yep.
So what do they do going forward, man?
Going forward, we ended up 29 pass attempts to 24 rush attempts. So we talking about Trey Lance versus Cooper Rush, honestly and truthfully, because the way this offense is designed, because your offensive line has been struggling in pass pro, Trey Lance may potentially look a little better in the pass game, but it's not going to be much. And if you're just purely going off of the stats based off of this game, Trey Lance was 4 of 6 for 21 yards, averaging 3.5 per pass, per reception, to Cooper Rush's 2.0.
Yeah. So like Coach Marv said, we tanking anyway. So something that happened to A.M.P froze.
That was on me.
Yeah.
I closed out the stream, bruh.
Say, did you hear what I just said?
Nah.
I said like Coach Marv said, we tanking anyway.
Yeah.
So far, it's
that's on the field.
Yeah, I think your best chance would be Trey, but that's hard too. That's hard. Either way, it's hard.
It's like, yep.
Either way, it's hard. It's looking bad. Now, I'm gonna say this, man. I've seen this, and honestly, Amp, it was times that I did want this to happen. You want it, but you don't want it. This is what I mean by that.
A dose of reality?
Sometimes your teams get hit with so much bad luck that they still a good team, but they get rewarded a high pick anyway. So I saw that happen to San Fran a lot, a lot, where they'll have a good team, but they'll have just crazy injuries, crazy injuries, and then they'll get on a losing streak. But then them dudes will come back, but you added a lot of top level draft choices to that team. And
yeah.
It was times, but Dallas, look at where we was picking consistently. We was picking 26, 27 consistently.
Yeah.
So we looking at Jalen Carl and them like, damn.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? We're like, wow.
Yep.
We looking at neighbors, and
it's like, if we not gonna make it or be in the fight or be in the dance when others go high, we go low. And damn it, if we can't go high, we might need to go low. You bring up a valid point, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, talent does matter.
It does.
We definitely lacking. That's one thing you used to always say about us is, man, those Cowboys, they are a talented team. And we've been lacking in talent. We have not been replenishing the cupboard. It shows. Oh, we can do without. Oh, we can do without. Oh, we don't need all of those rushers. We don't need all of those edge rushers. We don't need all of those receivers. Amari, we appreciate you. See you later, buddy.
Right.
Dalton Schultz. See you later, buddy. Like, it's unfortunate, bro, and it's telling on us. Because I said it, if you remember on that show, me, you, and Big Time, I said the thing that we have been leaning on, I said that was back, what, April sometime? I said we have been leaning on, people have been saying, 12-5 is the floor. And we got it 3 years in a row. But the one thing about those 3 years is
it was healthy.
We were the beneficiaries of a relatively healthy team.
Yep.
And I said, if the injury bug should bite us this year, it is going to take out a chunk. And that is exactly what happened. Left and right, dropping like flies. The backups getting hurt. Like, dang.
This super chat right here. Yeah, we had 4 defensive ends go out, bro. That's crazy. And people, if you couldn't see the difference that Michael Parsons make, my boy said, boss, how worried are you Jerry Jones gets lazy, just resign Mike McCarthy, and he becomes another Jason Garrett? Should we ride with Mike if that happens? I'm not concerned about that because I think they go get rid of Mike McCarthy. Now, the only way that they would keep Mike McCarthy if they like his structure. So let's say if he takes away play calling from himself and become more of a head coach again, where he not actually dealing with play calling. And let's say, I'm just throwing some crazy scenarios out here. Let's say Brian Schottenheimer win about 5 games at the end, right? And we lose, we don't make the playoffs, but we end hot. So you can see the team didn't quit on them, all this kind of stuff. It's a little bit different then. You know what I mean?
That'll save them.
Because also the problem with these injuries
they might give
is
them
this.
like a 2-year.
Yeah. Because this is the problem with these injuries. These problems is also a built-in excuse for somebody. And somebody go take it, right? Right. They go take a quick. We had Bland gone, we had Cook gone, we had Michael gone, we had Tank gone, we had, they go ride it. We even lost Tyler Guyton with a neck mid-season. And
if all of that wasn't enough, then you lose your franchise quarterback for the season.
Then you lose that for the season. That's season. That somebody go lean on that.
That's a mean ass excuse, bro.
That's a real mean one. We lost Dak, and then we lost Dak as we was trying to battle back.
Now there's going to be 2 sides to that. There's going to be 2 sides. I see it already.
Yeah.
On one hand, you'll say, yeah, I can see that. Certainly, man. Look, I had a conversation with an Eagles fan this week, and I told her, I said, hey, y'all probably going to handle us well. She was like, we've been looking a little sus. She was very objective about her team. And then the conversation ended when I said, and ran down the list of every injured player. I said, we lost several key players in free agency. Sam Williams went down before the season started on edge. Then we lost Micah. Then we lost D-Law. Then we lost Kendricks. Then we lost Bland. And when after I ran off the list, I said the backups are getting hurt. She was like, "Oh, damn, yeah, I could understand." I mean, when you got as many injuries as you called out, because she said we done had some injuries too. I said, "Yeah, y'all have been short term, and y'all guys then came back." She said, "Well, when you put it that way, Yeah, I guess I like our chances then. Sometimes you just need the bodies, man. And it's not by accident that we have shown to be competitive within these last 3 first halves.
Right.
It's starting to be a trend now. Like, we can hold our own, and then at some point the dam just breaks.
And see, this is the thing that I'm gonna want to kind of finish everything on. In my opinion, if the season is over with, and mathematically the season is over with, we was already had a 5% chance of making the playoffs, bro, before this loss.
Yep.
So we just lost a divisional game and got basically dog walked. So what's our chances now? 2%?
Yep. Yeah.
So
like the milk.
Mathematically is looking bad for us in terms of never quit. Okay.
Yeah.
So let me say this. At this time, to me, as a locked in Cowboy fan, year in and year out, it's also going to be about keeping our eye on competition.
Yep.
I think that's what we got to watch closer than anything. Sadly, y'all, this is starting to become like preseason where you evaluate, right? Because, yes, people keep asking, when you go start the draft content? I'm going to tell y'all right now, I do not do draft content like that. Nor do I. This is what I mean by that. Why would I spend all my energy on a draft when the first thing that comes up is what?
Free agency.
That's first, not the draft. So if we really trying to help the team and have, it's not just about the draft. You build your team 2 ways, not one way. But the way most fans go about it is if it's one way.
Yep.
And they'll put all their energy on who we go get in the first, who we go get in the second. Nah, who we go get in free agency. Because what did Mike McCarthy say? He say the goal is before you go in the draft, we want to have enough from free agency to where we could play a game.
Mm-hmm. Because look, you put all of your rookie eggs into this year's basket.
Yeah.
Look what happened with Marshawn Nealon.
Right.
Look at how Guyton is struggling. Cooper Beebe, he getting there. You know, look at Kalen Carson. Seatbelt, they were calling him. And now he got us looking like crash dummies. Like, you put all of this year's eggs in one basket. And then when guys start getting hurt, guys going through, rookie struggles. Now I kind of see why Solari was a little hesitant on wanting to start 2 rookies. I kind of see his point a little bit. That was the argument back in camp. But yeah, I'm not about to just start doing mock drafts left and right. That you're not gonna get that from A.M.P because again, like Boss said, free agency is first.
It's first.
It's first. So
and then I'm seeing a lot of people, they lying on me in the comments, bro. They saying I'm selling wolf tickets. They saying we don't do nothing in free agency. Listen, y'all, I take this very serious, bro. I don't just be talking like that. So this what I'm gonna show y'all.
They do what we tell them to do.
I want to see if y'all can pull out the free agent list the last 4 years like I can. Can you do that? Can you pull out the last 4 final free agent lists like I can before y'all say we do nothing in free agency? Can y'all do that? Are you that organized? I'm asking you a real question since I'm being called a liar saying we don't do nothing in free agency. Can you pull out the last group of free agents like I can? Okay, because I can. because I look at this and I look at it very close. Okay. I keep up with this very close. So if I'm looking at years of T.Y. Hilton, Brandon Cooks, Gilmore, Schumer, Peters,
Kendricks,
Barr,
yep.
Hankins.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so I'm not just talking. So no. And this is, listen, let me tell you something. I know where we are in society. I know we in a place to where liars get rewarded and people that tell the truth are treated like liars. That's where we are right now in society. I'm being very honest with you to say I'm not going to be that person that's just going to feed a bunch of draft content when you got to build your team in free agency and a draft. So what you go see me do is do double work. Where most people go be just steadily and only focus on the draft, I'm going to be spending a lot of time also looking at free agent opportunities. And it starts with us. It starts with first, who's leaving our building, how you're going to replace those people, who are the type of people in free agency that fit us, making cases for the ones that fit the best, adding that with draft content. And if people not talking about free agency, I'm going to just be honest with you. They are not giving you content that's really best for the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
It's just entertaining. The draft is entertaining.
Yep.
See, this dude steadily high-siding like he didn't see my list. It's like some of y'all's just be honest. Some of y'all, and you know, this will make, I'm going to tell you what annoys me when people like sarcastically laugh and they wrong. Like, I got the list of free agents and this dude laughing like we don't get free agents. But he couldn't pull out no list. Some people just want to just be lied to. I'm going to tell you the truth anyway, though, bro. I respect you enough to tell you the truth, even though you being stupid. So.
See, when you look at this list, dog, Brandon Cooks, Zach Martin, D-Law, Trey Lance, Eric Kendricks, Brian Anger, Jordan Lewis, Linval Joseph, Cooper Rush, Ezekiel Elliott, CJ Goodwin, Trent Siege, Chuma Edoga, Oso Digizua, Rico Dowdle, Chauncey Golden, Brock Hoffman, Israel Mukuamu, Marquise Bell, Wanye Thomas, Tyus Wheat. We got to figure out of those individuals who we want to keep.
Well,
that's a long list.
Yeah, that's our guys.
Those are our guys.
Yeah.
And we need to figure out which one of our guys we like.
So it's work to do.
We can't like all of them.
Yeah, it's work. It's work. And then if you don't talk about it, then something stupid go happen. We got us a big old super chat from
Fat
Adam.
one.
He said, y'all make this season bearable. I think this game would be hard for Mike to survive. Might be a shut up firing. Yeah. Zim and Fossil take over and Shotty calls the offense. I wouldn't be mad at that though. Even if it was now, how would you feel about that, A.M.P?
I'm okay with it. Clearly nothing else has been grabbing the attention of this organization, of your players. I know we beat up, but sometimes you just do need to shake things up to be an attention grabber. Now, the downside to that is it could make things worse. Because now you're asking guys on the fly to do things they haven't done necessarily all season. Because if Shotty gets up in there, he's going to lean on Zim. That's going to take away from Zim a little bit more. I don't know. I'm torn, bro. I'm going to be honest. I'm torn.
Well, it will help you organically, Tank.
Yeah. It would. But then I'm going to wonder what kind of effort am I getting out of my players? Because if I'm evaluating them, I want to see them actually out there still pushing and fighting. If you concede by giving up the head coach, guys might not feel like it's nothing to even play for at that point. I don't know. I see it both ways. And I don't know what the psyche is of my team.
I say give it a couple of weeks. It ain't gonna hurt.
Yeah.
Just give it a couple of weeks. Don't do nothing drastic right now. Just
that's why I said if it gets to the point where it's unbearable and it's obvious, okay, do what you got to do.
But right now,
but if
because
the team is still competing and fighting,
they still fighting some.
Yeah, don't go there yet.
Yeah, just give it a couple of weeks. Because even if you let go, let's say if we let go of Mike McCarthy, right? That's a signal of surrender, true surrender, right? So if you surrender, that also is letting you know that they the first up in the coaching hiring tree. So they can start their talks. They get ahead of everybody. They also become first on the list. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It becomes the hottest job.
Mm-hmm.
You know, regardless of this season,
who may have the eye on that position, it'll let them know I need to start posturing even more.
Right.
You might see Belichick and he might have a Cowboys pin on his lapel next week for all we know if that takes place. Just he might just want to, he might start jockeying.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of that. So,
you'll find out real quick who want to be here.
And I think because this is what I was getting ready to say. Regardless of what happened this year, people know and respect our personnel department. Yeah. Regardless of what happened this year, they respect the hell out. Yeah. Because, see, it's always impressive that generally we're very competitive and we not even all in. Think about it. What if we really treated free agents and went into free agent like they was opportunities?
Facts.
Like what?
You make it a head coach that comes in here and who will take on the challenge to say, you know what? I can push them over the edge to get all of the players that they need. I'll be that guy to push them. They do a great job, but I'm going to bang even harder for what'll really make this team rock.
Yeah, I think the only person that could do that would be Belichick. Because think about it. Belichick is fantastic. Belichick is fantastic at free agents. Trades. See, don't get me twisted on what I'm saying. He's bad at drafting. Belichick is he great at free agents. I'm talking about good deals and everything. Good trades. Yeah. Bill Belichick that has some trades.
He would help. Belichick is the missing 20%. Might even cut it down to 15. But he is that missing 15 to 20%. Because the draft, they handled that for the most part fairly well. Stay away from the Michigan guys and we'll be all right. But that 20%, that free agency aspect, they hit on two good pieces. Uh-oh.
Hey, bro, first of all, bro, all caps and why the fuck we need, dog. Ain't no way you talking to me. You ain't talking to him. Listen, we go disagree, but we not gonna do it with all caps and all that. We ain't gonna do all that, homeboy. Take your tone down, calm down, agree or disagree like you got some sense. We not gonna do all that, homeboy. So yeah, we can disagree and talk about prehistoric coaches because it's context to all of this stuff. It's context to this stuff. It's not just about an old coach. It's about, does the coach have enough wins to where he could back up Jerry? That's the only reason I said Jerry's your best chance of being able to talk Steve and them into respecting free agents. That's why I'm having this conversation, because his track record is so good with free agents. because of him actually doing it. So for those of y'all who want the new young coaches, I also know that's likely gonna be somebody that get ran over fast by Jerry and Steven. See, because if you just think in one dimension, like young, old, and that's your only criteria, you ain't gonna understand the full context of what I'm saying. You only gonna be caught up on he's old, he's a dinosaur. What about the context of those wins meaning something? What about that context? If we go just old, young, it's like, nah, bro, you gotta think.
You want to boss up your life? All you got to do is get in with me, baby.
Shout out to Boss, man. So, yeah, again, you're looking at it in a one-dimensional fashion. You also want somebody who is known to be able to coach up individual players. One thing we know about Belichick, he does not shy away from coaching. You will do it the correct way. More importantly, you will do it his way. Or you will find your ass on the bench. He does. That's another area. He does not play. If you don't do it his way, if you showing a issue with discipline, he gonna get you right together.
And this is the part. I agree. I would want Ben Johnson there. I would.
Right.
In an environment where they wasn't being meddled with.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all I'm saying is everybody that want Ben Johnson types make sense. Everybody. I get you. I get everybody. But it's like you gotta measure all the Kool-Aid, man. That's not enough sugar, man. You gotta add some sugar to your shit. Like it's, you know what I mean? You gotta look at the environment in which they walking in.
Yeah.
Or I will be just like some of y'all. I don't want no old coach. No, you gotta think through it, bro. Like you really gotta say, all right, what's the pros and cons? If I go with this young dude, is he gonna be Kellen Moore? Likely. See, Kellen Moore probably doing good right now. Guess why? Ain't nobody got his hand in his back.
They gave him free range in Philly.
Yeah. Ain't nobody got a hand in his back. Ain't nobody saying to him, hey man, we need you to phase out of Marv.
Did it look like did it look like Kellen Moore struggled today? Now granted, I know our defense ain't the greatest.
No, it looked like he was able to just play call to what he wanted to. Yeah, and this is the other thing too. Hold on quick. So my boy Wes say Ben Johnson. What's up, Wes? He said Ben Johnson is in a Jerry Jones system. It's actual Brad Johnson. See, you gotta add in the politics and the environment. And then Stargazer came in with a super chat, which I agree with. She said Bill loves our personnel. Bill loves Dak. Has high respect for Jerry. He's the only coach I think Jerry would allow to have full locker room control. Right. It's
the other great part about Bill, and y'all are missing this. Bill neutralizes Steven. I'm going to say it again. Bill neutralizes Steven.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's sad that we got to talk about this, but these are the type of things you got to talk about. He said Moore's doing great because Eagles are second in rushing. Ain't that funny?
Feed somebody.
He would be second in rushing in Dallas because Jerry and them would be like, we paid Dak, we played CD.
The fans want a passing game.
Yeah. And he would do it. So I think some of these young coaches can't be great in Dallas. Just being honest. I think Jerry and them go step in, start trying to tell them how to cook their shit.
Yep.
And then B-Bird said, if you think that culture is the issue, then Bill is the choice. If you think scheme is the issue, then Ben J is the pick. I think we have a cultural issue. I'm with B Bird. What's your thoughts on that?
That is the argument.
Yep.
That's the argument.
Mm-hmm.
That is the argument in Cowboy Nation right now. Because some people feel it's scheme and others feel it's the culture.
I think it's the culture.
Honestly and truthfully, and I hate to say this, I think it's a little of both, more so culture.
That's fair. And I agree with you too.
More so culture
because
it's
a little bit of
it's
both.
evident on both sides of the ball, across your whole team.
But see, let me push back just a little bit. I had to think about it. It's really not pushing back. I'm putting a lot more on culture. Because let's say if you got to deal with this our guys philosophy and you out there like, we got to play Carson. And I'm over here like, I want Izzy. And they like, Carson.
Your hands tied.
So it's like, I couldn't even get the best out of you. You know what I'm saying? Because I was messing you up.
Yep.
It's almost like Mike McCarthy was talking about when he was talking about Mike McCarthy was talking about getting his best players in here by April. I'm gonna call Wes. Wes say he wanna say something. Wes, I'm finna call you, bro. You cool on time, bro? Before we get up out of here?
Gucci. I'm Gucci.
All right. And then I'm gonna call you too, Lou. Call some of the content creators, man. It's gonna be interesting.
But while he does that, ladies and gentlemen, that is why. Your voice matters. Because if you look, the things that we have called for is the things that they have given to us. Whether it be to our satisfaction or not, they have attempted. We were screaming noses, we got a nose. We were screaming receiver help. Well, we finally got some. No matter how you feel about Mingo Bingo, we got it.
Yep.
So the things that we are calling for, they actually do give it to us.
Right.
It might not be the exact one or replica we want, but they give it to us. So we got to start calling for the right thing.
Right.
Hello.
What's up, bro?
What's up with you, my boy? Appreciate you for calling. Let me know when you want me to talk, and I got you.
You go ahead. You live.
Okay.
Hold on,
man,
y'all. Hold on real quick. This West Coast, y'all. This West Coast, man. The great West Coast, man. One of the pioneers in the space. So obviously people know who you are, but I ain't want to just talk and people say, man, is that West? No, that's West. What's up with it, big dog? What you got?
Real quick, man, I want to let y'all know, man, every time I get on the show with Boss Cowboy, man, I always let everyone know that, man, Boss Cowboy, that's my big brother in life, man. So, we may not do as much content as possible, but guess what? I probably talk to my little brother probably 3-4 times a year, well, outside of Christmas and stuff. And then every time we pick up to him, it's always like we left. So I put Boss on that same category. Like we related. So I ain't necessarily got to talk to you every day. You know what I mean? Like you don't stop me from being related. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we just busy.
But hey, what I was gonna say is this. First off, I agree with both of you guys. What you're saying, it's the culture, and then it's also the players. But what I think it also is neither culture is able to compensate for each other, right? It's supposed to be like a mom and dad relationship. Like dad goes to work and he does all this stuff, but mom takes care of this right here. Dad doesn't do this, but mom mom may not take out the trash, but dad handle it. It's supposed to be a hand that washes each other, right? So it's like when players aren't playing well, that's when your culture is supposed to step up and be able to kind of compensate for some of the things that you do. Like, for example, Colorado, what if, they have good players now, but what was Dion first trying to install? He was trying to install the culture of winning. Why? Because the program only won one game in the last 2 years. So that kind of helped him, had to try to help him until talent comes. So it's like the Cowboys, we don't have anything that kind of is like our fallback on. It's like when things aren't going wrong, it's like this in life. If things aren't going right for me in life, you know what I fall back on? I fall back on the stuff that my mama taught me. You know what I'm saying? Don't do this, don't do that, say this, say that. I fall back on that stuff. The Dallas Cowboys, in our situation like this, what do we have to fall back on? Like today, I'm gonna give you an example. We should have beat the Eagles off the fact that they're the freaking Eagles, bruh. That's what I mean by your culture should have carried you. Our culture in the fact that we 8-3 versus the Eagles and we've slaughtered them every time. And then guess what? And think about this. It almost did it last time Cooper Rush played him. He almost did.
It was closer.
It was closer to yeah, but think about this.
Interceptions.
Yeah, but think about this. We went into that game with a culture of what? Like during those 5 games that Dak was out, we sacked the quarterback 26 times, and we had 6 takeaways in 5 games. Yeah. That was our culture going into that Philadelphia game. Like we had something that we could hang our hats on. Man, the Cowboys offensively or defensively, we don't have a culture. We don't have an actual football culture or something. Wow. It's like what we used to always say, what is the Cowboys bread and butter thing? No, I'm going to tell you what our bread, you know what our bread and butter is? Finesse. It's sad, man. It's finesse, but you know what it is? Drama, bro.
Yep.
Drama.
Yep.
Drama. Bro, what was their comment? What was their thoughts on what are we going to do about quarterback? Bro, listen to me. If you wanted to save this season, everything that has happened to the Dallas Cowboys, I know it sucks, and I know it's the worst thing in the world. But guess what? Your quarterback could have went down after the trade deadline, dog. It could have been your quarterback could have went down in the end of November. Your quarterback went down with 9 games left on the schedule. So it's like even the things that are really bad still have a silver lining in them. But guess what? The problem that's really irking Cowboy fans is this. We can see that they're not going to do anything about it. And that's why I came up with this. I said it just naturally on my live. I said, man, the Cowboys are the greatest team at creating competitive losses, bruh. Like, that's what they are. They want competitive losses. Because think about this. It's really not the wins or the losses that put fans in the stands. Well, know why? Because the game sold out today. This is only on a 3-game losing streak. Fans still went out there. You know what I'm saying? What puts fans in the stands and keeps them is this. Are we going to go out there and make it seem like a fight? And man, I'm going to be honest with you. That's exactly what they did. But you know what's crazy? A really smart man said this on live air today. He said, man, the Cowboys just ran the same play variation. They needed 2nd and 9. They ran a stop route, curl routes that would only get you 4 yards.
Yep.
And then the man said, and you know what they did on the very next play? They ran the exact same play to the other side. This time they needed 7 yards. You know who that was? Tony Romo.
Yep.
And you know what Tony Romo's basically saying? They're not calling plays to get first downs.
Nope.
Because even Tony Romo's like, why would you? That's not even like some of this stuff. And that's why I say some of this stuff, we got to stop acting like, oh my God, I don't know what they're doing. Bro, you know what they're doing. They're trying to get you into a 3rd and 3 so they can punt the ball. Like, let's just
Michael
call
Parsons ripped Mike McCarthy.
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you, man. I know you ain't asked me this, but Mike is working his way out of Dallas, man. Okay. But that's just what I believe. Mike is working his way out of Dallas. If I'm Micah Parsons right now, do you really want to go into contract negotiations with the Dallas Cowboys? I don't. I'm gonna be honest with you. I would rather talk to the Cowboys about trading me than actually re-signing me. Because you got to think like this: which would be easier for you right now? Which would be an easier conversation for the Dallas Cowboys right now? For Micah Parsons and his team, it would probably be easier for them to trade you and get paid from somewhere else than for you to stay here and actually try to get paid from the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, we already know that's finna be some drama. But man, appreciate you, Wes. Man, always calling in with some good insight.
Yes, sir.
I want to kind of pass it to A.M.P and get his thoughts on what you said. Appreciate it, big dog.
Appreciate you, my boy.
All right, man. What's your thoughts on that, A.M.P?
Man, look, it's kind of what we've been talking about. You know, we don't have anything that we can hang our hat on. You know, Wes was talking about, you know, the culture being able to save you in the midst of, you know, scheming personnel not quite being there. And I even said it earlier in the broadcast. I'm like, hey man, it's Philly, dog. If you need inspiration to get up for this game, you just don't want to play football. Like, if you don't know how much of a rivalry this has been, how much we actually hate them, you know what I'm saying? Like, you need any extra juice for this, then there is something drastically wrong with the culture. So yeah, I'm definitely for a shift of some sort, but one has to be able to carry the other, you know, and truthfully, one side of the ball is going to have to be able to carry the other. I mean, we had a stellar defense that kept us relevant in times where offense was super scarce. And we've had times where offense is, hell, 500 yards of total offense and a loss. 49 points and a loss. We've had that. You know what I'm saying? So everything is in shambles. Coach said it. Guys are going to start to rest on their laurels.
Yep.
And here it goes. Unfortunately, I hate the fact that I think he was right. But here it goes. When people are angry in times of adversity, we reach out and lash out to the people who are closest to us.
My bad, bro. I mean,
no, you was good. That was good. I was Sweet Lou.
Yo,
Lou, you live?
you're
Yeah, you live.
what's up?
What's up, man? What's up?
Ready?
How you doing, bro?
Omaha.
I'm feeling terrible.
Like, you eating a sandwich? You live, bro?
Feeling terrible, man. It was a terrible game.
You told
Terrible showing.
me to call you after the post game, man. What's on your mind? I want to hear your thoughts.
Same old, man. I mean, McCarthy ain't changed it. Even with him knowing that, you know, we got less coming in, he still ain't changed it. I told you, I value in the old coordinator that his first 15, his first 3, I was already pissed. Man came out there, pass,
Punk.
and you didn't run the ball till midway in the game, midway in the first quarter, 6-minute mark. And when you tried the first time, it was something wrong with the mesh point. So that tells me Cooper Rush already ain't getting enough reps, and y'all ain't doing no mesh points in practice. So y'all ain't running the ball in practice. You just don't want to run the ball.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, this team, this is not a good team right now.
Would you
overvalue.
want to fire Mike McCarthy right now?
You can't.
Why you can't?
You can't. I mean, what do you have in place? Like, you still need to get an evaluation
Zimmer.
of these players.
Zimmer, former head coach. Dan Quinn took over last year, right? You also got Al Harris as a step. I'm just curious. I just want to get your thoughts on that. But Lou, man,
it's the offense is what I'm worried about. We already got too many different minds and disarray. Everyone's in survival mode. Everyone in the interviews claiming they'll do something different here or there. Schottenheimer claims he want to, add more motion. It's just too many. Everyone's in survival mode, so I can't trust anybody right now. We just got to ride this out till the wheels fall off.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Man, I appreciate it, Lou.
No problem, man.
All right. What's your thoughts on that, Amp?
Yeah, that was kind of my point. Like, okay, you let him go. I know what you proposed to bring in, but I don't. My thing is, the question I would want to ask is, what are you looking to accomplish by firing Mike McCarthy? Are you looking to send a message? Are you getting a jump start on next season?
Good
Like,
question. I could tell you what to be all the way honest.
Because don't fire him just to fire him. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm getting at.
Nah, I'm gonna tell you why to fire Mike McCarthy. Because Mike McCarthy has been all talk on his commitment to the run game. And I think it's your best chance at trying to save the season.
So let me ask you this. Do you think, so then let's pivot. Do you think it would be better to fire Mike McCarthy or take away the play calling duties?
It would be better to take away the play calling duties. If we saying better. Because see, from a stand over you head coach, I think he's better. Like how he kept that leash on Kellen Moore to make sure he got the 30 attempts. Yeah. That ended up working for us, right? It would be better. It would, but I wouldn't want him as the play caller. I wouldn't want him as the play caller because his passing tendency is just too crazy. He can't stop it. Versus we both know Schottenheimer is the opposite. He's more so run the ball.
50 yards at halftime. He ended the game with 53, bruh. You have a dog in CeeDee Lamb who only recorded 6 receptions for 21 yards.
Yeah.
Bruh, he signed off on Cooper Rush. Because they would have went with whatever quarterback you said you was going with, they would have rocked with it. That going, they said, whether it be Cooper, whether it be Trey, hey, we taking your lead on this. Who do you think is the best man for the job? You probably said, I'm going to give the nod to Cooper Rush, but, if he starts looking suspect, then I'll pivot to Trey. And that's why he said what he said at halftime. When they asked him, is it any chance we see Trey Lance? Mike McCarthy was like, we'll see. But if it was only going to be Cooper Rush, he would have just said, nah, I'm confident Cooper, he'll get his legs up under him and he'll go out here and make a better showing in the second half. He would have said that. He was already open to it.
I think you're right. It'd be best to keep Mike McCarthy, just take play calling duties out of him. But if he don't want to, bye.
Yeah.
Because
yeah, if he say just go ahead and cut me, then
bye, man.
Okay.
Yeah, cause see you way off balance, and it's just
if we hear in another couple weeks that it was a mutual decision,
hello,
we're gonna know I wanted to go.
What's up, Star?
What's up, boss? Yeah, so I wanted to call in and talk about why I think it's better right now to fire Mike McCarthy opposed to waiting to the end of the season. When I look at Mike McCarthy, boss, like when I look at him today, he looks like a coach, boss, that he's not here anymore mentally. And you could tell because all the emotion, because last week he had that emotion, he's slamming the iPads and all that type of stuff. But when you looked at Mike McCarthy today, like he was not mentally engaged in the game at all. It was almost just like, of course, here we fucking, let me not, but of course, here we go. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's almost like he has given up. And at this point, it's passing on to your players. Like the players, the offensive players, when you're seeing your leaders just play worse and worse, Ferg fumbling, like boss, the wind has been taken out of their sails. Time and time again, Mike McCarthy has lost now 3 games for us. Well, I won't put the Atlanta game on him necessarily. Well, actually, yeah, I do. I put that on him. Yep. So you're talking about the San Fran game. The players are feeling confident. They're like, wow, we see what's working. You're seeing Zeke go off. You're thinking, finally, we're going to be able to establish physicality. We're finally going to get over the hump. And then what does Mike do? Completely abandon it. Then you go to the Atlanta game. Rico's going off.
6.5.
Rico's going off. You abandon it again for no reason. I mean, all of this stuff you're doing, making Dak run, then you got your quarterback out because you're passing. Now you move on to Cooper Rush. In the first 3 plays of the game, you're passing again. He does not believe in the run game. He does not believe in it, and it's nothing that we can really do about it. And we can't get. We already know as Cowboys fans, like, we cannot get far in playoffs. And I know playoffs is a wash this year, but I'm just saying, like, we cannot get far if we don't know how to stop the run and if we don't run the football. And Mike McCarthy, that is not what he believes in, and his team is currently constructed. Now, granted, Jerry did not do him any damn favors. He didn't do him no favors because Mike McCarthy's offense needs multiple very good wide receivers.
Yep.
And Mike McCarthy as well. You set Mike McCarthy up because the offensive line, like, now I am thinking, like, Brian Broaddus was probably right that they did not want to be playing 2 rookies this year. But when Chuma went down, what the front office do? Nothing. So it's like, you see what I'm saying? And Mike McCarthy, in that clip that I posted, he said, I'm not used to how they did me this year, basically. Yep. Like, they did some weird stuff to me this year. And it does. Like, I hate to say it, but the front office definitely... I've said the front office went all in last season.
They did.
They went in all.
They didn't talk in the off season. They gave him some free agents that they usually wouldn't.
2 good free agents, not bums.
Yep.
They went in.
Quality.
Exactly.
This year it was business as usual. It was, we're finna negotiate through the media. We go drag out these contracts. We go with our guys. They triple down on their guys, to your point. Then you get these DTs in here late. Super late. And then fire them early. You get them in late and fire them early. It's like they ain't had no chance. Mike didn't really have no chance.
Exactly.
But then Mike also messed up with the lies. You know what I mean? So he made it even worse, when he started lying, because now he go lose you. He go lose me. Once you start lying and you see, it's like, now you can't play your game like that, Mike. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Like, you started lying, Mike, and it's like I've been such a big advocate for Mike McCarthy, but I see it's just not in him. And then the play calling, I think his play calling has just regressed significantly. I don't know what is going on with him, but the play calling has regressed to hell. And then on top of that, you won't even stick with what's working.
Yeah.
Like, to me, it just shows like Mike, you just fed up. You're fed up. It's just like Dan Quinn.
Yeah,
he's fed up. He's fed up, and it's like you're just gonna have a ghost. You're just gonna have a ghost just sitting here all the way till January. That's how y'all want to do your team?
Nah.
Just have a man here just sitting here for the next 4 weeks. Like, this team is checked out. And I feel like, boss, we need to evaluate these players. We need to evaluate if we should keep Zimmer, fire Mike McCarthy, allow Zimmer to be interim, see what he does. If and see if you like what he did with the defense once he got some guys back or whatever. And if not, then you just do clean house. But we need to start the coaching application process early. I would like Jerry and them to, if they're going to be interested in Bill Belichick, I would like for them to start talking now. Talk to Mike Vrabel. I don't know, but we need to figure it out. I don't want to have to wait till January when all of these other all these coordinators and then all these teams are now going to want them. And you know how Jerry and them are. They don't really win bidding wars and stuff like that. They don't. And they don't want to pay their coaches top dollar. So I feel like we need to just go ahead and start the rebuild now. That's my thing. Like, start it, man.
Appreciate it.
Boss Taylor.
All right. So, good day, man. We had a lot of content creators call in. It's a rare day. That's how you know today something happened.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Something happened, bro. Like, you usually don't get this many content creators call in like that. So, we knew that this was a pivotal game. And we knew this was a pivotal game.
Yep.
This is
you
a lot
came out of here with a dub that would have generated you some momentum.
Yeah,
you would have got the win at home off your back.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You would have won in spite of not having your your franchise quarterback and a slew of other players.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And we're starting to get healthy somewhat. You would have got, at the very least, you would have got some traction.
Yeah.
You would have got traction and momentum going against Houston next week. But you further regress, you know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, like, Dak took a lot of criticism this week. He took a whole hell of a lot of criticism from the fan base, from the national media, the goofy sports shows, the debate shows. Low-key, he took it from his own teammates. And people were starting to hint at the fact that that brother quit. If we're going to talk about anybody quitting.
Cowboy fans ran with it.
They ran with it. If we're going to talk about anybody quitting, the first one up needs to be Mike McCarthy. Because he appears to have quit on this team.
Yeah.
He is conceited. He has said there is nothing else I have that I can give and offer to this organization. I'm still team no tank, but I think I too might be out on Mike.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna give my final words real quick. Got a lot of work to do. You know, the work is gonna be different. It's gonna be evaluation work. It's gonna be early scouting work, free agency as well as draft. It's just what it is. I want to be definitely go push the envelope on better competition. I'm gonna be very big on that going forward, is because Coach Marv is right. Now the Dallas Cowboys might want to try to hide Izzy so they can sign him cheap. I ain't trying to see none of that. Nah, put him on the field. Let's all us put our eyes on him so we can get us a proper evaluation. Yeah, not just the young guys. You know what I'm saying? Nah, not just the young guys. I need to see some of your vet guys out there too. So this is the time to where, as fans, I think we got an opportunity to get Jerry's attention, to show him our anger. We should be organized about that too. That's not off the limits. Just even shutting down on certain things. You know, don't shut down on us. But on certain things you probably need to buy less or travel less or do different things that show your anger. But more importantly, speak. That's the most important thing. We all been in relationships now. It's nothing worse than when you mad at your lady but too coward to say what's wrong with you. And it's nothing worse than her being mad at you and don't have the courage to say, this is what's bothering me. Because now you're protesting, ain't talking. That ain't shit. Like, there's no. Yeah. If you go protest, tell them exactly what you're mad about.
Use your words.
Use your words. Use your words. You want to say, stop signing these dudes at the last minute. Get all your best guys. Be done with April. Respect your free agents. Actually get some free agents, some quality free agents. And if you do get them, treat them right. Like, have a real list of what you want.
Yeah.
Use your words. Like, tweet, share, do all those things. That's my favorite word.
So you look at this team, you look at this roster, you look at management, and you are looking for answers. And there's a whole lot you don't have answers about. The theme of this year has been being rooted, right? But at this point in time, if I'm the farmer, if I'm Farmer Jerry, I'm Farmer Steven, I'm looking at uprooting things that show signs of infection. See, when you look at a crop, right? Yeah, you got to plant it. You got to nurture it. You got to watch it grow. But if you see weeds start to overtake, you got to pluck them. You got to uproot those things. See, that's what the remainder of the season needs to look like. Because you have a good portion of crop left. But unless you want to tarnish the remainder of this crop, go ahead and let it run awry. Let the weeds take over. Let the insects come and get it. Let the birds chew it up. Let the wild hogs come and eat it up. Or you can protect it. You can protect it by plucking and removing things that are causing harm to this franchise. Whether it be a coach, whether it be certain players who make business decisions and don't want to make tackles and wait on everybody to come up on them. Yeah, I said it. If that's the type of behavior that you were showing, displaying week in and week out, one thing my coach always taught me is the eye in the sky don't lie. So in order for us to properly evaluate, we got to look down on this team to evaluate. As I always say, good, better, best. Never let it rest. No stone unturned. Good, better, best. Never let it rest until your good becomes your better and your better becomes your best. Until next time, Cowboys Nation, y'all be blessed.
Yep. And this stream was brought to you by BetUS. And y'all remember that, man. They got some new parlays over there that's paying. And you can get 150% bonus on your first deposit and 125% on your next two deposits up to $2,000. Promo code U2150, man. Y'all stay up.